Hey everyone, DeathFromAbove here, welcome back to the channel for the second part of my comparison between Blitz and Legends. And this week we're going to talk about where I think Blitz is a better game than Legends. So I give you my fair opinion. And let's start by taking a look at the first ship you will actually get for free, the first premium, the Wundertan Tier 3 German battle cruiser. Pretty nice actually, but not that good until you put a fully maxed out commander on it. And yeah, that's kind of where I want to go with this, because we've already seen last week that having a fully maxed out commander makes a huge difference. Just look at the skills, you know, the first one, 8% extra range, 5% extra sigma, but yeah, you do get 13 extra percent of getting set on fire. The third one, minus 10% dispersion, etc, etc, etc. So not having these commanders maxed out, you're at a massive disadvantage, because believe me, the people you will be facing, yeah, they will have maxed out commander, or at least significantly higher than you when you start. And yeah, the real challenge is that it's not just one commander that you need to max out, it's also the inspiration. So to get one full, I'm going to say, one fully configured crew, you actually need to max out 3 commanders, and that's going to take you forever, because if you look at the campaign, so you get daily and weekly missions, just like in Blitz, but yeah, they're basically giving you a little bit of resources. Those are called promotion orders, to level up commanders, but yeah, it's taking you, I don't know how many of these, and you're practically looking at 3 weeks to get one commander fully spec'd up, and then another 3 weeks plus 3 weeks to get the others as inspiration. So yeah, probably looking at 2 or 3 months to get one fully equipped. And yeah, keep in mind that's just for one nation and one kind of ship. So yeah, it's a real pain in the ass. And yeah, so it's kind of both blessing and a curse, because the commander system is absolutely fantastic, but the time it takes to level it up, it's very, very complicated. Yeah, but DFA Blitz is exactly the same. It will take you also 3 months to get a commander to max level, and I agree with that. But yeah, it doesn't really make a huge difference. At least not as big as a difference as it makes in Legends. So you might be thinking, yeah, but can I actually accelerate the progression by buying stuff, you know, throwing money at it? And yeah, not really. Not really. And let's talk about the other thing that I really don't like about Legends. Practically, so it's I would say it can be pretty expensive. It's not expensive to play, but it's expensive if you want to buy a ship. And let me show you an example. The Grass here, so the tier 5 cruiser, the Grass, which is yeah pretty similar to Blitz in terms of general characteristics. It's costing you 10,000 doubloons base. It's in a discount this week, but 10,000 doubloons. So how much actually does it cost to get 10,000 doubloons? Let's take a look. 11,500, that's $40 or 40 euros, something like that. If I look at my phone, that's in euros. So yeah, that's pretty expensive for a tier 5 ship, and we're not even looking at the others. So yeah, if you pick, for example, let's take something that's a little bit more expensive. I don't know. Let's take a look at they're all free XP ships. That's a bit annoying. Let's take maybe the Americans. Constellation, so 17,000 doubloons. So that's a tier 7. So that's kind of the equivalent of tier 8 in Blitz. It's where you make the most credits. So 17,000, you're looking at, yeah, let's take the 20,000 package, 70 euros. So, yeah, acquiring ships, it's stupidly expensive. On the plus side, you often get really good discounts. For example, yeah, let me see if I can find it. This week you get the, where was it? Yeah, for example, you can get a tier 7 Azure Lane Montpellier, which is kind of a Cleveland, with a commander for 15. So there are some really big discounts from time to time, and so you really have to be patient with the game, because really acquiring those resources is going to cost a lot. The same for commanders, by the way. If you look at the price of one commander, there are plenty of them with Azure Lane. So for example, Azure Lane, New Jersey, one of the better American battleship commander, 5,000 doubloons. So there you go, that's something like 20 euros. So yeah, pretty expensive. It's a bit sad because yeah, I think it's kind of compensating because the game, it's not costing too much to maintain, to be completely honest. You can use the same commander on several ships. I have my, let's take for example my Prince Heinrich, which is my German battleship commander. Well, I'm using it on the Von der Tann, on the Koning, and you see that the configuration is actually a little bit different. So yeah, you can actually have different configurations preloaded, and you can switch between ships. So you have 3 different configurations. So yeah, if a ship has different characteristics, you can tweak your commander a bit, and you can move them from ship to ship, premium. Tactic doesn't make any difference, it's all free. So that's fantastic. Premium account, it's also pretty much mandatory, if I'm honest, because the game follows kind of the standard wargaming matchmaking pattern, where you're kind of making the most money in that case at tier 6 and tier 7, and then playing tier 8 and 9, typically if you don't have a premium account you're going to lose money, and in tier 7 if you have a bad game you will lose money as well. So it's a bit like World of Tanks and World of Warships, where kind of the mid tiers, mid to high tiers are the tiers where you play to get money, and the higher tiers are the tier where you play to lose them. But the premium account is actually not that bad, because yeah, if you look at it, the premium account actually not that bad, because typically you get a lot of free crates here and there, and they typically drop 10 days of premiums left, right and center. So I'm at 80 days and I haven't bought a day of premium account for the last 3 months, something like that. So yeah. The other thing that's a bit annoying are the guises, and let me show you what it is. I don't think I've shown it last week. So it's kind of an effect that you can add on your commander. So here I'm putting this one on Destroyer Commander, Eric Bay. And yeah, if I get 2 floating ribbons per battle, I do get plus 50% credits. That's pretty nice actually, that's really, really good, you know, boost 50% credits. Okay, it's once per day, but the downside of it is that my commander is now making cat noises. So it's absolutely unbearable. Instead of saying, oh, we've spotted an enemy ship, oh, please help me, or I need assistance, you hear wow, wow, wow. So it's a bit ridiculous, and I have Shredder like that and that kind of shit as well. So yeah, it's not great. It's a bit annoying, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's jump into a gameplay and I'll tell you about the last thing I really don't like about Legends. Alright, enough talking about cats. Let's move to the gameplay. Yeah, it's a CV gameplay. Let me maybe finish the conversation on the cost of the games, because I realized rewatching the first section that I might not have been entirely accurate. So yeah, let me put it this way. If you absolutely are not looking forward to spending a single cent on a game, don't play Legends. Play Blitz. Because yes, Legends, it is going to be much more free-to-play friendly to run. As you've seen, you don't pay anything to reset commanders, you don't pay anything to retrain commanders, to assign them to ships, etc., etc. However, yeah, you do have to put quite a lot of money on the table to acquire new ships. And yes, it is a bit misleading, because even though all the ships are available for direct purchase and there are no 0.01% crates, and the game is still actually doing a good job of giving you free crates at every event. So yeah, I mean, I got a few ships for free, to be completely honest. But generally speaking, as you've seen, if you want to acquire a new ship, you are either going to have to spend massive amounts of money in the store, or wait for a discount, which may or may not come, or buy the Blitz Pass, the Admiralty backing for the campaign, which is going to give you some really, really nice ships, don't get me wrong, but it's still, 10-15 euros, something like that. So yeah, it's good value for money, but it's still money on the table. So if you want to be absolutely free to play, Blitz is the game for you. Yeah, and again, it's not perfect, but I'm just comparing the two here. If you do not mind spending a little, Legends can actually work. which is what I'm doing. I'm not spending a lot on the game. I bought a few premiums at the beginning, but I stopped buying a couple of months ago. And now I'm waiting for discounts, or I'm saving GXP, or General XP, which is kind of the in-game currency for buying ships. So there is no shipyard in Legends, but there are quite a lot of ships available for General XP. So which is like, you know, the I don't remember how you call it, the free XP of Blitz. It's exactly the same thing. So yeah. Yeah, now moving on to the CV gameplay. So the first thing, yeah, you don't see, but you might have heard that I had to lower the sound, because honestly it's super annoying. All you hear is the sound of airplanes going to their target. Yeah, that's pretty much all you hear, so yeah. So I had to lower it to make sure that it was not unbearable. And yeah, unfortunately for CV gameplay, so this is the Ranger Tier 5 American CV, which is kind of, you know, the ships that everyone is advising to play a lot to get the basic CV mechanics, etc, etc. Well, unfortunately they've taken the CV mechanics from PC and not from Blitz. And yeah, so as you can see, it looks like a glorified arcade game from the 90s, and I'm being nice, where you simply take your planes from the carrier to the enemy, and that can take some time, as you can see. I'm not going to start a timer, but yeah, you get the idea. It's going to take you 20 seconds, something like that. Yeah, some CVs are faster than others, but generally speaking, you're always repeating the same thing. And then, yeah, it doesn't have the same complexity as what you have in Blitz, where you really have to master multiple squadrons, you have to look at everything that's happening everywhere, you have to manage, you know, sometimes up to 6 squadrons in the air, and you get tactical squadrons on top of it now, to make it simple. So yeah, basically here the gameplay is you send your squadron. And yeah, by the way, yeah, can I do something, please? Yeah, can you get somewhere? Can you get anywhere? And then you drop your bomb, so you put the enemy ship in the middle of the reticle, which is, yeah, okay. And yeah, and then you go back to the carrier and you do the same thing over and over again. So honestly, it's nowhere near as interesting and powerful as CV gameplay in Blitz, to be completely honest. And basically, yeah, you see what I'm doing there. Pop, press the button, drop the bombs on the battleship, put it on fire, and then yeah, watch it damage con. So yeah, so basically it's the there are no fighters. You can actually, you cannot control fighters. What you can do is, when you have kind of a skill, which is the one you see, the kind of the plane with the remote control at the bottom left of the screen, and that's going to activate a fighter squadron at the location where your bombers are, and it's going to fly around there for 1 minute and attack enemies. But you do not really control fighters. So all you're left with is that simplistic arcade game where you basically, you know, fly your planes somehow to the location of the enemy team, and yeah, basically try to aim your torpedoes or your bomb, and then you wait. You saw me there, drop a fighter squadron there. Yeah, and hopefully they engage the enemy bombers before they go back to ship. But yeah. And that's it. Yeah, the CVs have a limited capacity as well, so they do regenerate planes. So yeah. But again, it's really not rocket science. And so yeah, the gameplay for me, it's a little bit one-dimensional. Let me put it this way. It's not like CVs are any powerful as well, to be completely honest. So they've balanced them quite nicely from that perspective. But they've also created, in my opinion, by far the most boring class to play in Legends. Yeah, honestly, I've tried Japanese CV, British CVs, and the American CVs, of course. I finished the grind to the Lexington, and yeah, honestly, I'm not playing them anymore. And that's probably the only reason why I'm still playing Blitz, is because when I want to get my dose of CV gameplay, it's not like I have a lot of options within Legends, so yeah. So I'm always coming back to Blitz for a few games here and there, just to remind me of how nice CVs are to play in Blitz, and also how powerful they are, to be completely honest. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to CV gameplay. I'm going to let you watch the rest of the gameplay, and I'll finish the comparison of the two games, because there are a few things that I wanted to talk about and I haven't been able to talk about in the first section. I didn't want to bore you too much with the ship standing in port when I'm talking on it. Essentially, so I'm talking about Legends mobiles. I do not have a PlayStation, I do not have an Xbox, which are the main platforms for it. So basically Legends Mobile, it doesn't have any team, how can I say it? Team play, just like Blitz is, where you can have fleets and you can invite your fleet mates and yada yada yada. Here it's not really the case. It's pretty much a solo game. I don't mind it personally. I mean, I'm fine. But yeah, it's not meant as a fully developed. It's not fully developed as a standalone game and platform yet. There are of course divisions if you play on PlayStation, etc., but just not on mobile. Yes, you can div, but honestly, it's not like you have a complete fleet menu with the fleet shop, your list of your fleet mates, etc. So it's super basic. And basically, since I'm not playing on PlayStation or anything, I'm basically not able to join a fleet anyway. So yeah. The other element that's kind of missing in Legends is the stats section. It's super basic on mobile. Not the stats of the ships, where it is much more developed than everything you get in Blitz, but essentially the stats that you have playing certain ships. Seeing, for example, what my average damage is and what my win rate is in the Ranger. I cannot do that on mobile. People can do it on PlayStation, can do it on Xbox, but not on mobile. It's simply not accessible. So basically you just get a basic screen with, okay, you've played so many battles and you've won so many of them, and then a few other things, and what's your best damage game, what medals you've collected, etc. But honestly, it's not as developed from that perspective. Things might change soon, and I don't know how soon, because Legends is currently in beta testing for PC. So they're thinking about bringing it to PC, so direct competition to World of Warships PC. And if you ask me, it's going to put World of Warships PC in a tough spot, because honestly, I personally prefer Legends to World of Warships PC. But essentially, the how can I say it? For the moment, that capability is not there. So I'm guessing that once it's available on PC, I will have the same ability as what people have on console. Be able to join divisions, look at detailed statistics per ships, etc., etc. But for the moment, it's simply not there. So there you go. But for me, it doesn't really change anything, because I still think Legends Mobile is the better game. It's better than Blitz, and Legends itself is better than Warships PC. For the reason that I've mentioned, the commander system that they've created is actually unique. It's really nice. There's a lot of complexity in the game, but not too much. It's still manageable. And practically, I mean, it's a very interesting gameplay. Honestly, it's a very nice game. It's bug-free. So if you're coming from Blitz, that's going to be a major change. I mean, no shit. Jesus Christ, the last CV battle I played in Blitz, in Richthofen, I had my 7 torpedo bombers freeze on the enemy ship, and then when I recalled them, they actually launched one single torpedo, and just it hit as if the 7 had hit the enemy ship. So yeah, it's just, I had never seen that before, so I'm still discovering new bugs in Blitz. It just does not end, so it's insane. But yeah, it is what it is. So that thing, it's much more stable. It works on all my platforms, and honestly, the gameplay is really nice. And again, I don't mind playing solo, because I'm playing mostly solo in Blitz as well. So yeah, for me, it doesn't really change anything. And now, honestly, I after a few months, I have acquired, I would say, enough ships in every category to be happy with what I have. And I don't feel pressure to buy the latest gimmick or shiny thing or whatever. Basically, can simply wait for the ships being available on discount or for free XP, and then that's how I roll now. So it's actually working all right. Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. I think they've really taken the right angle towards game development. They're bringing quality of life improvements in every update. Now, for example, I did not have that when I recorded that gameplay, but now you can actually see which commander, which enemy ship is using which commander and what its level is, and that's giving you an indication of how the enemy ship is going to perform. Because yeah, I mean, again, the same ship, if you take the German battleships, you can build them for brawling or you can build them for sniping. There are different commanders that do that. And yeah, the way you engage them is completely different based on what you see. So once you're a bit more familiar with the game and you can actually see, boom, there you go. Yeah, that's a huge quality of life upgrade. A couple of updates before they added the ability to have different configuration of the same commander for different ships, and they keep introducing new features like that. So yeah, the game is still full on in development mode, and that's pretty nice. A game where they introduce new figures without breaking down anything. Yeah, for a change, you know? So there you go, pretty much the end of my comparison. I hope you've enjoyed it, learned a couple of interesting things. Stay safe, take care. That was DFA signing out. Bye bye.